Cyan, you'll want to see this. You ever think about lighter gear? That armor sounds like it's begging for retirement.
This armor's saved my life more times than I can count. It's earned the right to complain.
Just like its owner.
Baren Falls. Couldn't be any less barren.
I think we can jump this.
You think we can jump it?
Absolutely. I've done worse.
I was there. The haunted forest, the ghost train to the afterlife.
You loved that train.
I loved getting off that train. But somehow this feels even less sane.
Come on, it'll be fine. I'll go first.
Good. I'll start writing your eulogy.
Hey, have you seen Shadow?
Am I a shadow or something real? How do I bear I feel? I've carried this guilt for as long as I can. Can I face the truth?
Why didn't Shadow jump? Think about that moment. Shadow, the most ruthless mercenary in the world, would do anything for the right price. Suddenly refuses to get wet? Does it feel wrong? Out of character? He infiltrated the Empire's camp and even boarded a train destined for the afterlife. So what's he afraid of? Most of Shadow's story is told through the dreams he has while sleeping at an inn. And one of those dreams, the sixth one, can only be seen if you leave him on the floating continent. More of his story is hidden in obscure places like the item menu. Unequipping Realm's memento ring reveals she's not the only one with a thread to her departed mother. The developers wanted you to look closely for Shadow's story, to connect the dots. Okay, so why didn't Shadow jump the Baren Falls? To understand, you have to watch the dream sequences closely. Not just what happens, but where. Shadow's first dream shows us he's still haunted by the memory of Baren. But in the second dream, we see happier days, a time when Shadow was just a thief named Clyde. We get properly introduced to Baren, Shadow's friend, his partner in crime. But things quickly go dark. Shadow's third dream, we see Baren has been wounded, and it's bad. He begs Clyde to end it, to finish him before they are caught. But Clyde is terrified. He can't do it, and he abandons his friend. He runs. Baren's desperate plea echoes behind him. Now this part's important. Look closely at the third dream's environment. Do you see it? It's identical to where Sabin washes up to meet Gao. Going down those falls meant returning to the very place Shadow left Baren. Shadow wants us to believe he is fearless, emotionless, that he runs towards death, not away from it, but not there, not then. For a brief moment, Shadow is reminded of his past and unsettles him. And then, Shadow runs. Shadow spends the whole game attempting to live out his claim of being dead to his emotions. but we see the cracks in the mask. Maybe he came to the burning house only to save his dog, but he left with everyone. And if you ever tried to leave the floating continent, his shame keeps him from joining you. Yet as that continent's clock ticked down to 0, something inside Shadow compelled him to see if you waited for him, if you cared. Later in the world of ruin, you save him from becoming Monster Chow. Maybe he would have joined your party afterwards, except during his recovery, he has his 5th dream, and it is the darkest of them all. This dream shows us the final appearance of old Clyde. He's fallen in love with a young woman. She passed away. We also find out Clyde has a child, a daughter, but he does not plan to stick around. In his final dream, we see Shadow's darkest moment, when he chooses to abandon his child and presumably take on Shadow's mantle. For those that wonder why Shadow never says anything when he sees Realm again, this dream explains it all. He wants her to live in peace, and that means a coward like him can't be part of it. And maybe that's why again he runs. The memory he suppressed the hardest of all has surfaced. He wants to, needs to, dull his emotions, and he knows what works best. We find Shadow at the Colosseum, and it's not until we knock some sense into him that he finally decides to join for good. At the end of the game, during the confrontation with Kefka, everything we've learned about Shadow comes full circle. To bring him this far meant forgiving him again and again. And each time he left, you went after him. You took him back. And maybe that got him thinking about Baren. If they were truly friends, could Baren have forgiven him too? As Shadow steps up to Kefka, he declares that he finally understands friendship and family. And during the collapse of Kefka's tower, all of Shadow's story threads finally converge. For a fleeting moment, it almost feels like we're watching a man ready to start over. He could save himself, escape with the others. Maybe, for once, he wants to. He fought beside people who cared for him, who saw the man behind the mask. But as the tower begins to crumble, that moment of light fades. He's still the man who left Baren to die. He's still the father who walked away. He sends Interceptor away, and he steps back into the dark. In the original Japanese version, and even in the Pixel remaster, his final words aren't a promise to live again. They're a farewell. Shadow doesn't run this time. He waits for his fate to be decided. For years, players like myself wanted to believe that Shadow survived, that he made it out, found Realm, and started over. It was the hope held onto after the old Woolsey translation suggested a different path. I researched the odds of surviving at the top of a falling skyscraper, and even under the most favorable fictional conditions, the highest chance of survival I found was 1%. However, it's the character's writer, Yoshinori Kitase, who delivered the final, hardest truth in a 35th anniversary interview. Kitase stated clearly that Shadow was always meant to die. He originally planned for Shadow to never survive the floating continent, remarking that giving players the choice to save him may have been one of his many improvisations. In Kitase's own words, "I felt it would fit with a character like Shadow to have that scene, sacrificing his life." Shadow was never intended to survive, and maybe, in the end, that is the deepest tragedy of all. Shadow finally had family and friends who had shown him complete forgiveness. We wanted to see him choose something different, to think about Realm, to wonder what she might have wanted for him, but Shadow never did. Still consumed by his past, Shadow decided his sins were his alone to judge. He couldn't surrender that control, not even to those who cared for him most. And that is the true heartbreak. He felt so close to forgiveness, so close to a new beginning. He didn't need to walk this road alone, but he made that choice. And in doing so, he ended his chance to heal. The running man finally stood still. Shadow didn't jump. Or did he? Shadow's sacrifice may have been planned from the beginning, moved from the floating continent to Kefka's tower, But if that fate was certain, why leave his final moments a mystery? Why have him tell Kefka that friendship and family are his reason to live? Want to see what I think happened on that collapsing tower?
Clyde.
Where am I? Baren. I'm sorry,
Oh, shut up! You're still hung up on that? You were a kid, Clyde. A scared kid. I was dead either way, and you know it.
I should have stayed.
And done what? Died with me? I slipped up. That wasn't on you. But this death march you've been on ever since, that's on you. You keep acting like dying on your own terms makes you brave. But all I see is a man still running from the one thing that scares him most.
And what's that?
Living. Actually living. Missing the people who still care about you.
It's too late. The tower is coming down.
Tell me the truth. Are you really out of options? Or just out of courage? You've still got someone left in that world. Someone who deserves more than the scraps of a man hiding behind a mask.
Realm.
So tell me, Clyde, are you a shadow or something real?
Then I better get moving.
It's about bleeding time.
I ran from the fire, I ran from the rain, a coward in the mirror, drowning in pain. I left her crying, I left her alone. I hated the man I was, right down to the bone. Wanted this mask to set me free, but only lost what mattered to me. Is this the end? Is my time done? Even so, I refuse to run. Oh, this mask is coming off. Am I a shadow or something real? How do I bear the weight I feel? I've carried this guilt for as long as I can. Can I face the truth? Can I be a man? I've run from my past, from the man I've been. Tried to find peace by running from sin. I'm so scared I'll fail, like I did back then. But for her, I'll begin all over again.
Hey, I think he's found something.
Dad?
Oh, this mask is coming off. Am I a shadow or something real?
Are you all right? It's a shadow.
Yes. But call me Clyde.